What's good? It's your boy Trouble T Roy. Hit Don't Get Hit Boxing Talk, and we back with another one. And it goes. I'm gonna try to make this quick, but I just want to say I'm really getting tired of these boxers, getting behind these cameras with these content creators, talking shit to each other. Like, yeah, we need to make the fight, we need to do this, blah blah blah, we need to spar, whatever. Knowing that they ain't gonna ever fight each other under the bright lights. They're doing face-offs and, getting scared, seeing each other at fights and say, yeah, let's make the fights. Let's make the fights, Tell your promoter, contact my promoter, all this bullshit, And it's mainly Americans. I'm not saying it's all Americans, but it's mainly Americans that do this thing where they want to call each other out for clout, but they knowing they ain't gonna fight. And that's men mainly, and there's some women doing the same thing. It's like, come on, dude. And the reason I'm speaking on this is because just earlier, or yesterday now, I seen a video of Keyshawn Davis and Abdullah Mason together, talking about fighting. And I'm a big fan of Abdullah Mason. I think he's a great fighter. Coming up, he's already a champion. I believe he's 22 or something like that. I can't remember how old he is. He's not old at all. He's already a champion. Just got the belt. Just got his belt. Just got Keyshawn's belt at that. But Keyshawn, lately, he's just been on this thing. Like, I don't know if boxing's really as important to him as he tries to make it seem. Lately he's doing all these sparring sessions with other content creators, and and it's like, I don't really understand what his motives really are. I mean, not too long ago he was talking about he wanted to be a content creator. You want to retire and just start doing streaming? Is that what we're talking about? I don't get it. One minute you talk about doing that, next minute you talk about, he calling people out, or, like I said, he doing sparring sessions with other with content creators and stuff. And it's kind of like, okay, knowing these guys who, aren't on your level at all, but yeah, I mean, outside of like what Bruce Carrington, one of the ones that he did, and they, once again, that's sparring. There ain't no fights. That's another guy we know they'll never fight each other, But you're calling out a dude, an Abdullah Mason, who fights at 135, who just became a champion at 135, and you're telling him to come up to fight you at 140. But then you already been talking about you're going up to 147. So it doesn't make sense what this call out was about. I think he's just doing a lot of clout chasing. Anybody he can clout chase with, that's what he's going to do. And then on top of that, you're talking about how he needs more experience in the ring. So why are you trying to fight him now? You talk about y'all want to fight. Keyshawn talk about he want to fight Abdullah now. But you just a few minutes ago said that he needs more experience in the ring. He needs, to get better or whatever. So why you want to fight him now? Is it because you want to catch him before he gets into his prime? Is that what that is? Because that's what that sounds like right now. It sounds like you want to get Abdullah when he's still young, still, I could say green, still young, not near his prime yet. You want to catch him now so you ain't got to worry about him later. And you want him to come up to your weight. It's like, yeah, it just sounds like Keyshawn's just been doing a lot of weird shit. over the last couple of years. I mean, you missing weight for your showcase fight. You miss weight, and guess who becomes the main event at your what's supposed to be your main event? Abdullah Mason. You know, it's like, wow, look how that goes. You was calling Abdullah out back then too. I think that was that last year or the year before or something like that. It wasn't that long ago either. You know, and you missed weight by a lot. It wasn't even like, I don't know if you thought you was just gonna miss weight and still fight in that main event. That didn't make sense. Oh, I could lose the belt. They'll still let me fight. And you did this in your own city, your own home, to your own fans. Yeah, that was pretty fucked up. That's why I don't really mess with Keyshawn like as a person really. I mean, I still think he's a great fighter. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we still don't know how great he is because you know, there's names at 140 that he could prove that with. You know, but we already know him and Shakur ain't gonna fight, so that ain't gonna happen. I don't know, maybe him and Tio. I don't know, maybe him and who else is there? Sabrias. Sabrias, is that his name? Super, yeah, whatever his name is. The dude from Puerto Rico or something. Yeah, that dude. Subriel. Yeah, I'm forgetting names. You got Russell there. You know, I mean, I don't know what. Like, I was listening to Ring IQ today. I thought about. I was like, what is he talking about going up to 147? What is he gonna do at 147? Because everybody's busy. You know, all the champions are busy, so you ain't going up there to fight nobody that's you could get a belt for right now. So I think best bet is stay at 140 and do what you gotta do. But stop calling out people that you know you ain't gonna fight. Abdullah is focused on 135. I'm sure he wants to unify. He just got that belt. You know, if you want to fight Abdullah, you go back down to 135. You talk about he didn't beat you for the belt. Yeah, he didn't beat you for the belt because your dumb ass lost it on the scale. Yeah, he did not beat you for the belt. But you could go back down to 135, and how about you go and beat him for the belt if you want to fight him so bad? Like this shit. And these Americans. I mean, and Abdullah, just the look on his face when they was doing that interview and doing that little, you know, back and forth. Abdullah looked like he's like, I'm not a talker. I'll show you with my hands. I think that's even what he said. And I'm like, yeah, I said, look, that's what it seemed like. That's why I hope Abdullah don't get caught in that celebrity shit like these other American boxers get, where they think they start falling off because they ain't got too much attention and too much, you know, money. You know, I hope he's one of the only ones that I can really trust out of America at this point. Him, Bruce Carrington, there's a few others, but mainly as far as black boxers go, for sure. So they're the main ones that do all the talking and, you know, don't fight, or they go out there and look stupid when they finally do get a big fight. So I'm definitely counting on Abdullah. I'm a little worried about Carrington, but I give him some time. But yeah, man, boxing is all over the place right now. I just wanted to bring that up. Like, Keyshawn needs to focus on his weight class and do something there. Because you was barely able to do something at 135. You did something, then you fucked that up. So focus on 140. Do something there, you know. Because I'm a believer that he can. It's just, will he at this point? Because it seemed like he's just clout chasing. I was a big fan of him until he did that. He pulled that bullshit in his own hometown. Now it's like, I can't trust you now. You know, you did that shit in your own hometown. That's crazy work. So, anyways, that's all I needed to say. I'm gonna leave it there. Ain't much else really to say about it. I'm surprised I did this long of a video. But anyways, it's your boy Trouble T Roy. Don't get Hitboxer Talk. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good shit. All right, y'all take it easy. Peace.